Okay, how you doing there, Christy? This is Ronnie, and I am once again trying to do a video here for public achievement. I gotta say, it's been kind of a rough year for me, as you already know, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this done for you. Public achievement was nothing what I thought it would be when we first started. I kind of expected it to look like something different. I thought there would be a little bit more of an official look to it. I didn't realize that we'd have as much power as we did, but I mean, it was actually a good thing because it wasn't just the power that I had, it was power that was shared with the kids. When we first did the first exercise with finding out what the children wanted to do, I really enjoyed that because I saw exactly where the civil responsibility and the civil power came in for young people, and so that kind of began to start to look a little bit like what it was that I imagined in my head. After the first meeting and everything, and we got together in our final groups, it was kind of a shock to me that one of the little girls that was on my final group was also in the group that I was in that helped to pick the different topics and subjects and stuff. Her name was Cassandra, and she was actually one of the main proponents for animal abuse awareness. So it kind of everything worked out, you know, in that aspect to me. Let's see. As we kind of progressed within the first month, I had a bit of an experience with the kids that it was very much a power thing. The kids in my group showed me the type of power they wield by I guess in an unconscious manner. They kind of did this group thing where I was made to feel like the man on the outside. I was the odd guy out. And it was it had a really sinister undertone, especially for kids in the 5th grade. But at the same time, when I realized what I was looking at what kids do. You just never realize it, you know, when you're that age, you know, what it is that you can do as a child to an adult, you know, to exhibit power, and especially if they do it in a group. So even though it was uncomfortable, it actually made me feel good to see that that's something that is that children have. Not that it's a good thing they can make you feel on the outs, but a good thing that they can display their power, and especially unify and display their power. As we went through and we got further into our project, there were times where I felt lost, like I didn't know what to do and everything. And so what I would do is I would look at my classmates and I would kind of, you know, look to them for different models. But ultimately what helped was you reminded me that we should be looking at the PA website, which I had looked at before, and that was just filled with a bunch of wonderful ideas to get us up and going and running, and that's what actually ended up happening. We started off with a brainstorm, and the brainstorm, of course, you know, I did the writing, and I put down the very first the core piece, which is animal abuse awareness, but the kids are the ones that put those ideas into there. I did very little leading, you know, with them or facilitating in that. All the ideas were mostly theirs. And there's one girl in the group in particular, her name's Myra. She's the wallflower of the group. She's the most shyest, the most, you know, quietly speaking student, but she came with a pretty abstract idea for a stakeholder for animal abuse awareness as being the forest, and that kind of struck me as being something deep because it kind of showed an awareness of the symbiotic relationship between forest systems and also between the animals and other life forms that dwell within them. So that even gave me a deeper look at not just children's power, but also how deep their intelligence goes and even the different places that the intelligence can come from. As we went forth, we did the stakeholders mapping. The kids liked that idea. They really liked the hands-on drawing and stuff like that, and I like doing it with them. They did pressure me a lot about doing posters and stuff like that, and we didn't do a lot of that, and I feel bad kind of in a way, but then at the same time I do feel good because I was able to keep them on task with what it is that we were supposed to mainly be focusing on. So I feel good in that aspect, even though I might have been depriving them of some of the stuff they wanted to do. Ultimately, I would have to say that I enjoy very much working with this group of students. Nobody's perfect, including myself, but my students did come through for me. They had tons of ideas, and my main focus was on their metacognitive understanding of what we were doing. And with that, I'm going to cut it short because I'm over my time. Chris, do you have a good summer or a good rest of the year? And I'll talk to you later. Peace.